Ruski's Crypto Cave here, and today we're going to do a recap of June and how the profitability was in the month of June 2025. It wasn't terrible. Crypto mining has been in the shitter for a long time now, for the most part. Unless it's Bitcoin mining's been decent, Dogecoin and Litecoin mining's been great. Some spurts of, like when the lithium mining first came out, things like that. There's been pockets of profitability, but for the most part, GPU mining has sucked balls. I have most of my stuff turned off. 1660 Ti's are still mining QAI or QAI or however the hell that's pronounced. And then I have my CMP card rigs. Those are still on. One is on Ergo, one is on Zealous. It's been that way for the last few months. All the 3070s are turned off. All the 3060 Ti's are turned off. 3070 Ti's are turned off. And the 3080s are turned off. I was thinking about even possibly considering selling the 3070 Ti's and 3080s. Also thought about maybe keeping the 3080 or two and making a salad rig out of them, or a vast AI rig, something like that. And I also had that one 2080 Ti that was returned. I still have that. I still have to repad and repaste that one because the guy that returned it from eBay said the temps were getting high, which, surprise, surprise, like I said before, a 6-7-year-old GPU might need to get repasted. Not shocking, so, but it is what it is. Like, it was a founder's card, so I don't mind actually even holding on to it because it's a pretty damn cool looking card. So I might make a display rig type thing out of it or something, who knows. But not really much has changed in the month of June as far as what I was doing. The only change I did make, I did swap the Warthog rig over to back to Salad, because it was originally on Salad, then it went to Warthog, and now it's back on Salad. So that has the 3700X in it and a MSI 4070 Ti Super. So that is on Salad. We'll go over some of the numbers from Salad for the month too, because pretty much both rigs were on, like the desktop rig and that 4070 Ti Super was on Salad pretty much the entire month of June. And then, yeah, let's kind of get into it. Some other things as far as that happened. Electric rate went up again. So we'll see that once we get to the electricity page. But as far as what I was mining, what I was doing, that's pretty much all the same stuff. You can see over here, you got QAI, Octaspace with the Jazz Miner. That bastard's still hammering away. That thing's been rock solid. Kudos to them for making a really good piece of hardware, because never really had any issues with that. So super reliable. Ergo, like I said, Chia miners are still going. Yep, green light's still on. Things are still going. Don't make shit, as you'll see. But still have the CPU rigs mining RandomX being converted to Cardano. The L9 is still hosted at Terra Hosting. Guessing it's going to be making a move here soon from the Wyoming location to the new Indiana location, and also a lower power rate, so that would be nice. Lower the expense. Like Zealous, RxD, RX0 still going, the AL0 still going. So yeah, so now same thing. And then over to the node side, still have two Neoxin nodes going. They're not profitable. Had the Flux node, that's not profitable. So looking pretty bleak. So, and then down here to DePin stuff, we got the Geodnet miner. That thing's still been rocking pretty good. Although the price of Geodnet has been kind of tanking. It was holding firm there for a while, but it's been taking a little poo-poo lately. So Helium, that's still been going well. It's decreased a little bit as far as earnings and stuff goes, but I threw some hips and things like that. As far as like the ones at the house here don't earn quite as much just for proof of coverage, whereas the other ones at my fiance's house, they actually maybe increased a little bit for proof of coverage, and they have a higher reward rate. So it kind of balances itself out almost, but still decreased a little bit. And then we got DIMO here. As far as DIMO goes, we all probably heard the news about the different subscription shit that they're starting. So my Tacoma was just on the app, so that is going to be it was July 10th, I think it was, is when that will no longer be supported. And I'm not buying a device for that, especially that truck's a lease, so the lease is up in October. And actually, I currently have it on a friend's lot on consignment, trying to sell it and then recoup some of my money from the lease, just because it's worth substantially more than what my payoff is. So I'm going to see if I could flip it and get some money back, and then decide what I want to do as far as a truck in come September or so, October, in that time frame. So, and then what else we got here? Oh yeah, and as far as the Super goes, that I have the AutoPi, I think is that device is what's called. I guess support for that will be ending at some point too. Not buying another one, not subscribing to DIMO, so it is what it is. So I'll just hold on to my bags of DIMO that I have, and then whatever happens to it, happens to it. Because that device certainly did not pay itself off. If we look here, $208 of earnings, and probably close to a year, I bet. Yeah, over a year. First payout was June 17th. So I only earned about $208 at the time of mining, and yeah, it's not worth anywhere near that. So yeah, that was a losing proposition. So we're going to need DMO to get to 14 cents to break even. That's pretty much what it is. Just 15 cents, say, basically. So yeah, that was a poor decision on my part. It is what it is. Goes along with a few other poor decisions. So anyway, let's get back to June as far as earnings and stuff like that goes. I haven't updated this in a while, so this current value is definitely off. It's definitely, I'm pretty sure it's going down just because DIMO did go down a good bit. But anyway, total revenue from mining is about $1,300 in that ballpark. So, and here we go. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit to this stuff. As far as what we earned for the month, had one payout from the AL0 for 10 lithium for $3. I take my monthly Bitcoin payout on the last day of the month, 0.0029034 for a value of $311. That was about 23% of the earnings for the month. Dogecoin and the L9, 2,500 Dogecoin mined for the month for $447, 34% of the month. That is the majority of the income there. 260 DIMO for $14. 486 Quai for $35, 56 Flux for $11. That doesn't even cover half of what the node costs, which is $28. But I already subscribed to it for a year, so I'm just going to let it go. And then at the end of this subscription, we'll see where it's at. And I may just stop running the node. So, because I can't run it at home here because my Xfinity and Comcast internet speed is not, upload speed is not high enough to support Nimbus node. So I could probably run 8 Cumulus nodes, but then I'd have to get all the hardware, and I'm not doing it. Actually, I probably have all the hardware with all the mining rigs and stuff like that, open air rigs that I have. I could probably make them into nodes, but yeah, I'm thinking about using some of that hardware and making salad rigs out of them or something. And then 81 Ergo for the month for $68, 46 Zealous for $60, and then 42 Cardano for $27, 47,250 Neoxa for $8. That covers 1 1/3 of the nodes because they're $6 a piece. So yeah, so one node's covered, the other one's not. Only a third of it's covered. Octaspace got 40 Octaspace for the month for $14. 0.2 Litecoin for $17. So basically, you got $464 earnings for the month for the L9, and 683 Geonet for the month for $126. 0.12 Chia for a whopping $1.29. Yeehaw! One pre-search payout, because that's pretty much the only node I'm running is the Raspberry Pi in the house here, so it doesn't cost anything to run. Maybe it's still, I guess I would say, technically profitable because it probably only costs maybe 10 cents a month to run or something like that, if that. It doesn't use much power at all. And then 25,000 Radiant for the month for $4. 30 Warthog. So I actually was mining some Warthog earlier in the month for $5. 53 Helium for $141. And then I did reach a Caspa payout because I have my Caspa payout set at 50 Caspa, except my KS0s are still solo mining. And I did get to 50. Let's see. Sorry, the flashbang is here. Oh, it's not that. Actually, that's on K1 pool. I have them on Caspa pool. So, yeah, we'll switch this up different. But, all right. Alrighty, so let's go over to the electricity tab. And still zoomed in, not blocking anything. Yeah, there we go. So the electric bill for the month was $947.79. You can see that's $170 more than it was previously for lower power usage. That is mainly because, yeah, about a 40% increase in power rate. So, yeah, that sucks. And then 1660 Ti's use actually a little bit less power. 3060 Ti's, that's the 6-card rig behind me, that was turned off. And then 0.54 and a 3070 Ti rig. I figured out, I basically just unplugged it at some point, so then it wasn't using barely any, but I still recorded it just because it is what it is. Shed dropped substantially because I did turn off some of the S19 that I did have solo mining to my own node. So that was the 1600 kilowatt difference mainly there. And then the CPU rigs used a little bit. And then the 4070 Ti Super didn't use it really for mining. There's probably a little bit here for mining. To figure out what the power I use on Warthog for the 50 coins a month compared to here. So these numbers down here are going to look a little off because this is my solid numbers down here. So I just left that at 0. It is what it is because it's either going to take it from here or it's going to take it out of these earnings here. 6 of one, half a dozen other, whatever. So, but this 184.63.58 is the desktop rig. That's the one I'm recording on now. And then that's the amount of power it used for the month. And then 213.97 kilowatts. That is the one in the basement, the 4070 Ti Super. That used $33 of power in a month. Some of that went to Warthog mining, like I just got done explaining up here. So I'm just considering it all solid just because it was most of the month anyway. So then we got $61 towards salad in electric. Revenue was about $85.11, according to the just off the dashboard in the website. And then profit's about $23 in a month of profit after paying the electric. But like I said, the electric is write-off, so on and so forth. So, but that's where we stand there. Now let's hop over to income statement. Now I'm going to have to probably zoom out here a little bit. Whoop, we're other way. Yeah, let's look at it this way first. So here we got mining. Total mining income for the month was $1,002. Node income was $20. DePin $281. Electric at the house here was $500 towards mining operations, and then $40 for hosting. And then Terra was $247. And then the meter mining. This is kind of just an estimate. It's probably gonna be a little bit less than this because there was some curtailment times, so it actually might be a little bit lower than that. But it's going to be in that ballpark. I did adjust this. This was 208 something. I was about $9 off in the power usage last month, and then I forgot about the $50 setup fee. So that includes the setup fee for meter mining for the first month. So that did reduce the numbers a little bit there. So here we're looking at, so we still technically an improvement over last month for now. I still have to do a refresh here, but and then I'm not really blocking. I might be blocking it a little bit, but. This number here is total revenue for the year so far, total expenses for the year so far, and total profit at the time of mining, so not the current value. So once we slide over here, this is all current values. So, and then, like I said, this wasn't refreshed in a while, so let's give this a refresh and see what we're looking at. So profits 1506. Let's see what it goes to. Bam, $1,000 gone. So, yeah. So January is still a loss. February is still a loss. March is a slight profit of 183. April is 236. May is slight profit of 118. June is still better than last month, but yeah, not a whole lot of profit in there. So, is it really worth keeping on doing it? Pretty much, I could probably even increase the net profit by just turning off the CMP card rigs, so that may be an option as well, and then maybe just turn them off for a while and just see if things get better. Who knows? But yeah, things aren't looking too hot. So, and it's pretty much that. It's pretty much just a profit from the Bitcoin miners, and because you figure there's probably $100 of profit there in the Bitcoin ASIC because that was about $311 for the month. $247 was the bill for Terra. Yeah. So yeah, all the other shit is eaten into the profits of the two ASICs that are running. So yeah, I should probably just turn them off. So nodes, those are already paid for, so it's not really like an ongoing bill each month. So I spread this out throughout the month, but for month over month as I do each report, because that's what those nodes cost me to run for that month. But they are paid for already, so I'll just let them run until they expire, and then we'll reevaluate them as they get closer to expiration. So I may just stop running all of them because as of right now, it's not worth it. So we'll have to see when that gets closer. But I know I think the one, the Oxen node, is June or July. I don't remember. I have to look at it. Something's coming up at the end of June. So it may have auto-renewed. God damn it. I have to look at that. So, but yeah, we'll reevaluate all that stuff and see what it looks like and go from there, whether we're going to renew stuff, not shut them down, so on and so forth. So we will look at that. But other than that, actually, we'll hop over to Wing Bits. Alrighty, sorry about that. Little pup started barking at something outside. The township was working outside the house earlier, and they left. So they were carrying on, so I couldn't record earlier. So I just kind of had to put off. And she was just grumbling about something out there. But yeah, have some time off in the next few days. I did schedule some vacation time at work. Try to get some stuff done, moved around the house. I'll try to get all my shit organized. 'Cause I have mining parts freaking everywhere. Upstairs, in the garage, in the basement, in the living room, and shelves back there. I'm trying to get all that stuff into the basement to where I had my mining room and get everything in there and somewhat organized. And then kind of go through stuff, and I have like not really Tupperware, but like totes to put stuff in and get like all the risers organized and cables organized and all that stuff. And then either get rid of it, sell it, give it away, whatever. So we'll see. But yeah, July for the most part is gonna be status quo. I have a feeling like the DIMO stuff's gonna be shutting down. The Geodnet halving did take place, so today was the first day of the new rewards. That's why I learned at 11.5 instead of 23. So hopefully we get some price action in Geodnet to help offset the reduction in rewards, and plus all the Geodnet that I've been having or holding, because I have not sold any since I've been up and running. And then that is approaching a year on having that up and running. So I'm going to be doing a video how it performed after a year. The AL0 is approaching a year. RX0 is going to be approaching a year. So I do have some stuff to make some content on coming up, because GPU mining hasn't been doing shit. So, and it hasn't been worth it, which I really haven't really been doing much. Not many people have been doing content on GPU mining. Modern mining seems to be still doing some, but that's about it. There's nothing really to talk about with GPU mining because it sucks. So, yeah, so it is what it is. So, but on the things I do have, I will make some content on as far as that goes, as far as like the AL0 and how poor of a decision that was to purchase. The RX0, same thing. Geodnet has been fantastic so far. I can't complain about that. The Helium WiFi devices have been great so far too. They more than paid themselves off. So those are 2 wins. The L9's been a win. The S21 from at Meter Mining, that was a win. So that's basically pure profit all the way around. Thanks again to Meter Mining and Red Panda for that. So I had them up and running. So yeah, overall can't complain a whole lot other than the GPU side of it sucks ass. So it is what it is. And and my electric rate going up again. That sucks ass too. So anyway, till the next video, we'll catch you later.